Do your children have access to the family car?
Welcome to Parenting Matters Now, a source of parenting advice a few minutes at a time.
Hi, it's Dr. Roger Smith of Parenting Matters Now. I am in an airport. I am traveling to a speaking engagement. And the idea of travel made me realize that most travel is actually in your own community. And at some point in time, your children will grow to the age of what we call the driving age. And there's a lot of different ways to handle access to an automobile. But I want to share with you the idea that I got from a friend, and it was their family tradition. When he was a teenager, this was the way the car was handled, and they did the same thing with their children who planned to do it with their children. So in the appendix of my book, Parenting with Influence, I actually outlined the steps that they took to manage access to a vehicle, and it went like this. Every child, there was a car that was made available when they were a teenager and were able to drive, then were insured. And they could use the car, it could be scheduled, and each child would have opportunity to schedule use of the car, but it would cost them. And they had a set cost per mile that the child would pay into the, quote, car account. And there were ways that they monitored it, and that it helped the teenager who was planning to use the vehicle. It helped them to understand that there was a cost of operation that was there whether they paid it or not, but it built into their use that they would, out of their own money, pay for the car usage. And it taught them to get oil changes and schedule maintenance and all kinds of things for the children's car. It also helped them to make decisions about whether it was a good idea to drive to a place or for them to take their own car to that place. And so you could read more about it in the appendix of my book, but there needs to be a plan for access to an automobile. Some actually, parents just buy a car for a child, and maybe that's what the route that you would want to go. That's an expensive route. It does teach different things, but the plan that my friend outlined really, to me, I thought it trained in responsibility, decision-making, budgeting, and a whole host of things. But it's one thing that you would have to decide before your children got to the driving age, and decide how you're going to manage that. Because once you started with the oldest one, you're kind of stuck. So consider how it is that you will manage access to a vehicle for your children as they get to the driving age. And a great time to consider that is whenever they are 12, 13, or 14, and you can begin to talk to them about what the plan will be and let them participate in some of those plans. So make a plan and work the plan. Your children will benefit from access to a vehicle. Just have a good plan for it. It's Dr. Roger Smith with Parenting Matters Now.
Subscribe to Parenting Matters Now for more advice, or go to rogersmithmd.com to search for more topics. See you next time.